What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, let's get stuck with it straight away. So the European Central Bank has cut another 25 basis points to 2% for the 8th time in 12 months. Okay. Now, the pressure here is unbearable. The pressure here is relentless on the US side of things. And I want to break that down for you. In addition to that, what we're seeing is an hourly candle of epic proportions in terms of a dump on BTC. Now, this was an epic little dump that just happened here. And it's also, obviously, at the moment, it is playing with people's emotions, people's money. It's annihilating people on trade. You've probably lost more money on trades than you have done on spot. 100%. It is extremely volatile. And like I said many times before, to read the Bitcoin price is very straightforward for me, right? I have a line in the sand for alts to kind of hold. So what I'm expecting is, like I've told you previously, it's very simple. Hold this, smash this support line, and we are absolutely... Just get rid of that. Right. So here you go. Right. So currently we want to have there's the lowest support band. There's the $96 level. All right. So let's put this range up here, guys, together. So you can actually see what I'm talking about here. Right. So what we have is an area here between kind of 96 up to actually $96,000, this line here. But before that, I would be looking at holding this black line. And as long as we hold this black line, my thesis is still intact, or rather this red between 101 and 100,000. Okay. For the opposite, of course, looking unlikely, but we want to claim a lot of liquidity here at 107. So if you go to like the previous high, if you come to this midpoint here, what you have is you have a massive amount of liquidity that has built up at this level. All right. So there's a lot of reasons as to why the price should try and attack that. But having said that, the downside is also incredibly stacked with liquidity. Right. So it's what the market makers want, which one it's easier for them. You can see here, last 24 hours, Bitcoin was down 0.11%. That causes a massive panic. Of course, that will completely and utterly slap altcoins, right? So that is the picture right now. The streets are red. And of course, there's a lot of blood and a lot of people are unhappy right now. 12% here with render. Virtuals down heavy. It is the way it is. The market is coming into the weekend and a lot of people are scared. And to be honest, if you look at last summer, what did we do last summer? Last summer we chopped and we changed and we stagnated and we fell, and then we had a carry trade. It was horrible. For those of you that remember, it was some of the most horrible times in crypto, 100%. And this is the period here. This period here in July. I mean, this was a really nasty period here from April. You know, this whole entire period was really bad. I remember we entered precisely this point around that red line here was July 24th. And prior to that, we had the whole of June was discussed, and at the end of the March double top, we had the double top, and then look at that, Bitcoin went all the way down here, and of course after that it recovered a little bit, but then again September saw the lows. So right now we are in this. I feel like we are repeating this, in many ways. 2023, 2024, sorry, not even 23. We are repeating this one here. Because that was horrible, but that was the post-COVID year. And what you can see there is the similarities that we have between what we're doing right now and what happened over here. You've got this ultimate dip. That was the carry trade on there. See that? That was the Japanese carry trade at $49,000. And that was a major drop, major league drop over there. Okay, so that's what's happening. And I do feel like we are repeating this summer. And look, it was a chop sideways down, a little chop sideways down. Eventually towards November, we got out of that. But if you look at that period here, throughout September, from June to about September, it was just nasty. Absolutely disgusting markets. And I feel like unless we reverse quite quickly and unless we change the tune very quickly, we are going to be in a sideways chop for the remainder of the summer, unless we start going the other way. And of course, things change quite quickly in crypto. So never say never. And of course, today, this is what I wanted to talk about, the ECB cuts rates on bets on the summer pause. Of course, these guys have been pretty active. And again, European Central Bank rates have come down. Takeaway, of course, ECB is not pre-committing to more cuts, but acknowledge the cycle is likely ending. Inflation is a close target, and they're focused on stabilizing 2% medium term despite global trade tensions. And it just tells you that they've cut this 8 times, accumulating for, like, look, they've cut this 8 times. The 8th cut since June. So that the Fed surely is now under immense pressure to cut. Of course, I'm going to be watching these markets and updating the community. Again, we have been tracking great potential projects on Nansen.ai. We have been looking at increasing the rate in which we acquire Cocoro. Now, the Cocoro, for me, here's a quick update for you. The price has now come down to a beautiful accumulation zone. All right, what you're seeing here now, this price, despite what's happened, it's now at a critical level. And I would say, do not hope for this trend to break. And I would be accumulating more at these levels, to be honest with you. It's a simple chart to read. It's a beautiful chart to read. It has always kept its uptrend. And Cocoro, to be honest, today should be a good buy throughout this whole entire, just look at the price. Look at the chart. It's incredible. People are buying tons of Cocoro here. You can see orders coming in. And I would definitely think that in the next few weeks, we should see this going to form a new floor next few days. In fact, if the market turns, probably looking at 50 million to 100 million in a very short time. And that's the power of meme coins. And again, this always, for me, it always fills me with confidence when I see charts that have a pure and clear directions, which is where the price should go. So ideally, Cocoro should be trading a lot higher, but right now it's a great time to watch this trend and take advantage of it. To be honest, it is incredibly undervalued. It's only what, $16 million? 16 million market cap, 16.6 to be precise, right? So yeah, you've got some people taking profit, some people de-risking based on the market. People are scared, but this is not one to be scared about long term, in my opinion, especially if we get delisting from the likes of HTX. I think it's going to be an absolute runner. And again, this is the new website. If anyone hasn't seen, sorry, it's not, my thing is quite slow. Yeah, the website is now cocoroblackship.com. And of course, it's been revamped. And this is the first time you've seen the new Cocoro website, which is sleeker. It's a beautiful website. I think, Vitalik holding Cocoro as well. And yeah, this is a very good way to market the project. And again, I wouldn't look, this is beautiful. I like it a lot. And there's also merch, again, the community is going to be dropping merch here, join the movement. This looks more, powered by Savage Alphas. It looks absolutely more deserving. So Cocoro now is a complete buy alert. It's at the lows. And I would think that this is the one you should be considering as one of your meme coins. But of course, like I said, the market is coming out of a depression, going into a depression. People are not sure where things are going to fold. But the great news is this European Central Bank is cutting. People are acknowledging the pressure. There is that summer lull. Could we repeat last year where Bitcoin fell because of the carry trade? These are all possibilities, but I have given you levels. Let Bitcoin hold above 100,000 and we're good. Bitcoin under 100,000, then it becomes a bit more of a psychological challenge. Try to avoid leverage at these moments. Try to secure your funds. And if you're in projects, just chill, relax, because I do believe the cycle will be kind of topping towards the end of the year, maybe Q1 next year. So we've got plenty of room ahead of us. And stay safe out there. There is a lot of manipulation coming. And tomorrow, what we have, and again, China talking to Trump, this is going to be key. And again, not only that, but tomorrow we have what? We have the we've got the non-farm payrolls tomorrow, right? So that's going to be quite interesting. How that is going to impact us is going to be pretty obvious. And currently the market does expect a rate cut of, not a rate cut, total jobs of around I believe 130,000 consensus added in April. The expectation, that's the expectation, and the previous was around 177. Anything lower, the markets will send. Anything higher, then the market will assume what Powell always says, and that would be economy is good, the numbers are good. And to be fair, anyway, the data is holding rather strong, but we yet to see the tariffs impact on the job market, even though it's weakening a bit. All right, guys. Anyway, that's all today, and I'll catch you on the next one. Arrivederci.